Good day to all from India, and thanks to IMTC for giving me this opportunity. In next 20-25 minutes, I will be sharing my thoughts on converged lifestyle. I'm not showing any corporates like Samsung because you all know that along with construction, shipbuilding, and hotel chains, we also do electronics. And last year, through mobiles, smartphones, TVs, we have been able to achieve about $145 billion revenue in 2011. So one fundamental question that comes to mind is what we do inside the mobile device that may be helping in the converged lifestyle. So if you look at the slide, you can see two M's and two C's. I put it into 4 quadrants: modem, multimedia, camera, and connectivity. Let me just spend a little bit of time in this slide. So the first thing is modem. I mean, we used to have the ADSL, DSL modem. From there, when we moved into wireless arena, we talked about 2G, and then from there, GPRS, circuit switch to packet switch movement. We changed the bits per symbol, and we got the edge, which enhanced the speed. And since then, we defined even IMT 2000, whereby we were having speed of 144 kilobits per second for mobile environment, as well as 2 Mbps for pedestrian kind of environment. Today we talk about LTE and beyond 4G, 5G. Obviously, the modem is all about having the basic connections, basic communication channel running, and speed. So that's the first quadrant. If we look at the second quadrant, the multimedia, we have audio, video, graphics, and we all know that all these streams, we have redundancies, and our eyes and ears are not able to pick up all of the informations. And therefore, we apply compression techniques. There is source coding, there is channel coding, and at times we play with that, and we have adaptive multi-rate codec. We can do a lot of signal processing, background noise processing, a stereoscopic effect, 3D video, 2D to 3D conversions. All of these are making our life very colorful, and that's what is multimedia about. The third quadrant is about camera. I mean, I put it as camera to catch 2 C's, but it's all kind of transducers and sensors. Today's phone has got multiple sensors. And if you look into camera, we used to have 2 megapixels. From there, 3, 4, 5. We have today 8 megapixels, which is very commonplace. And our whole goal is to have a solid image processing engine so that we can get high resolution pictures. So this camera is obviously helping to get the image and video clip added to the multimedia engine that I have already mentioned. So that's the third quadrant. And the fourth quadrant is about connectivity. We have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, NFC, FM radio, GPS for navigations, all those things that are not basic to the system, because we already have modem and multimedia, but it enhances, it helps us to cover wide areas, and personal area network and local area network are obviously helping to get very high speed at certain corners and hotspots. So these are 4 different quadrant areas that I just mentioned. They are helping us into our converged lifestyle. Now, the next slide shows recently launched Galaxy S3, and we embedded further intelligence on top of those 4 quadrants that I just mentioned. Stay smart function. If you look at the screen, it will not go into sleep mode. You have the S-Voice, the voice engine. Burst photo. I did mention about camera, but with this, you can get in 3 seconds about 20 shots, and then the image processing engine is able to even filter 8 best photos for you. S-Beam is a technology that you put two Galaxy S3 back to back and you can move your videos and other kind of clips. So that's the direction we are going, and obviously we have a lot to contribute and take it forward in the Galaxy series. So it's not just about mobile. You could be mobile two ways, by using mobile or being in a vehicle. So that also brings the mobility, right? And a lot of us spend a lot of time in the car, and this is a kind of second home, and therefore you need certain elements. Now, I'm not going to explain here all of the other parts that you see on the body and powertrain and safety, but what I wanted to concentrate is on car communication, multimedia, and telematics, which is at the bottom of the screen. You have all the same elements that I just mentioned earlier of the connectivity, of camera, that's there. But on top of that, you have, let's say, telematics box and a phone car kit. This can help you to become doubly mobile, right? You are in the vehicle, and at the same time, all the mobile advantage you probably could derive. So this is one other scenario. And then if we take it forward, at home, obviously we have our TV, and we have moved the advancement of visual displays, fantastic, from LCD, plasma to LED, going to OLED. So we get here full internet experience. We have computer vision. You can set up a full HD media center. And we talk about immersive gaming, augmented reality, and all kind of amazing user experience. Now, if you have a football match and you want to have this immersive experience, 5 different friends sitting in 5 different cities, they could enjoy it together through this experience. So this is another dimension of the overall experience of our lifestyle converged in a fashion. So the next slide, what I show is how the number of connections are exploding. I mean, earlier we used to connect places. Then we have started connecting people, and it's a personalized communications, and that's what happened. And today we are talking about things being connected. So that's an inflection point, as you see. And today's conference is about 2025, and I just put that how in 2020, at least I have a figure that probably 40 to 50 billion devices will be talking to each other. So it's not about people talking. People would become endpoint in some of these cases, and many of the other devices may talk to each other. We may be conscious or may not be always aware of that conversations. So this is how things are exploding. So if I look into these 4 or 5 slides that I just put together, I would like to summarize by saying that you are with your mobile, in car, at home. Then I try to embed some intelligence, and I give examples of Galaxy phone, plus exploding number of connections. These are the drivers of converged lifestyles. They are adding inch by inch to this whole phenomena. And, we have even devices from Samsung. We have this all share feature that allows us to get a seamless picture from mobile, from smaller devices, to going on to bigger screen in a very seamless fashion. So this picture shows how the overall structure is evolving. So we'll be having an IP-based core network, the IMS systems, and you can see on the side there are cellular GSM. You have your wireline connection still there, DSL based. We have short range connectivity of personal area network and wireless LAN. Then you have the new radio interfaces, and all these services and applications are going through the media access systems. That's where the interactions are. And this is the overall infrastructure that we are envisioning. So the whole complexity challenge is about variety of devices. Some of these are really consumer centric. Some are computing devices. Some are really white goods, and that's the kind of tools that we have. And we can even add medical devices. Then we have diversity of radio technologies. Your LT, TDD, FDD, CDMA, HSPA+, and all of those radio technologies are coexisting. And we need to have increasing number of bands, the frequency bands that we are using while deploying these radio technologies. So the complexity game is here to be able to provide that framework for converged lifestyle. I know our next session is going into future of the living room. So I thought, let me just in the next few slides talk a bit to set the stage for that. So how does the home of future look like? I could have done it more pictorially, but let me just quickly take you through how the living room would be looking like. So convergence of technologies, particularly of TV, phone, and computer. We already have PC, TV kind of combined device with full double function. House would obviously look like conventional from outside, but inside access to many services. So in living room, let's take a family. Samir, who is the head of family, is watching a movie, and video on demand service that Samir subscribed to holds over roughly, let's say, 25,000 movies, from black and white classics to latest interactive blockbusters. Now, how do you make it more interactive? This is one direction. If he's trying to climb a mountain, a question should come which way to go. And if he chooses north, maybe it is more risky, and he may choose east, which might be much softer path. So movie may not have one ending in future, and depending on my mood and thought and my orientations, it can be quite interactive, and take it that way. Home of the future. In India, we have quite a lot of parents are also staying. So Samir's father is reading a personalized multimedia newspaper sitting in the dining area. Samir's mother, while cooking, realized that the oil is finished, and Samir puts the movie on hold, and he now concentrates on shopping. So a flat screen shopping window pops up, and a range of olive oil bottles, each labeled with price, origin, dietary information. So it says that you have selected a particular olive oil. The price is rupees 600, and the amount could be debited from your account. So it's a feeling that he can get a virtual supermarket where he can walk up and down the aisle as if he's in a real store. But he decided today on the flat screen shopping and go back to his movie that he was looking after catering to the need of the family. The same way, if we go to his wife, Gauri, Samir's wife, is in her home office. She's pretty busy today, involved in a virtual conference with her colleagues in Paris and Tokyo. Now, to be able to do that the way we are doing today, the virtual conference, Gauri's computer is linked directly to a fiber optic broadband network. Obviously, you need to have enough bandwidth to handle this virtual conference. And when she puts this pair of virtual reality glasses connected by infrared link to her computer, and she can see the virtual meeting with several people sitting around a table, documents getting exchanged, conversations, and obviously the documents could be even stored in the computer the way we do. So it's a complete realization of teleworking that could be seen here. Home of future, if I continue, the children's rooms, Samir, son and daughter. Daughter is busy in study, so online information. Daughter Tanisha is using a computer. She has her homework, and she's using the online database to help with that homework. Son is obviously, all sons play like that, and so son Sankalp is playing a virtual reality game in his room, and he also plays Xbox Live. He played it yesterday in a car racing game with his cousin in London. So today he's using his controller to represent lance and sword, and he's wearing a virtual reality gear, holding a stick, prodding towards window, and that in his virtual world, he is today like a medieval knight taking part in a global Knights of the Round Table tournament. So that's how 5 family members, 2 parents, 2 kids, and husband, wife, 6 of them are enjoying their whole life. Now, the whole challenge is how do you compartmentalize, how do you provision these very seamlessly, reliably, so that they can all enjoy their specific activities. So this is at home, and in mobile world, I have already explained, and this is one slide that I put at the end to talk about, in Taiwan, few years back, the slide, I picked it up, I think 4 or 5 years back. At that point, they were talking about this AIM Taiwan program. So how the infrastructure works is you have obviously a lot of money spent on building the broadband pipeline, and then you are promoting all these various applications. Now the applications are categorized into M service, M life, and M learning that you can see on the right hand side. So left hand side, the backbone network. In the middle, all the cellular networks, wireless LAN and WiMAX, dual network integrations. And at the end of it, you get all the services, M services like safety, government services, traffic services. Your M Live, that's talking about commerce, video phone, online game, and your M Learning for mobile library, schoolyard, teaching, and everything. So effectively, what we are looking at is, the overall scenario, how this converged lifestyle would be happening. And as I said earlier, we need our mobiles, and I talked about different elements in that, which is fundamentally giving that strength of modem, multimedia, your camera, and the connectivity element. Then in the car, you can get the same pictures, but you can be doubly mobile by using your Bluetooth, and car-to-car communications can happen through Wi-Fi. At home, we have seen all kinds of displays that's there. Obviously, we want a higher resolutions. From Samsung standpoint, we definitely want all of our devices to talk to each other, as well as we migrate from outside to home, we should be able to get the same thing in a very seamless fashion. The movie that I was seeing earlier through my mobile and in the car TV screen, as I reach to home, I should be able to see it on a bigger screen and enjoy that. So with mobile, in car, at home, embedding intelligence and exploding the number of connections of device to device, all of these, I think, will be helping us to get a grand living room and a very converged lifestyle. So with that note, I'm finishing my presentation, and if there is any question to take, then I'll be glad to take.